Go to some breaking news right now. It's what we've been talking about all morning long. The Vatican says Pope Benedict XVI is resigning. The Vatican confirms that the Pope is going to step down on February 28th. Pope Benedict XVI is 85 years old. He was selected as the 265th Pope back in April 2005. A number of reports out this morning from CBS News and the AP say that the Pope has some health problems, that he does not have the strength to continue anymore, and that his doctors advised him not to make transatlantic flights. There is set to be a conclave to select a new Pope. That is in mid-March. So you know, Pope Benedict XVI, the first Pope to resign in almost 500 years. Watch for more on this coming up this morning at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning. Well, back here in Albuquerque, investigators still trying to find out who had the green light in a horrible crash this weekend. It's where a police SUV slammed into another SUV with two sisters in it, killing one of them. This crash happened just after 1 on Sunday morning here at Paseo del Norte and Eagle Ranch Road. Investigators say the sergeant was heading west on Paseo when it T-boned the SUV that was going north on Eagle Ranch. Ashley Browder died in that crash. She was just 21 years old. Her sister Lindsay, the driver, was rushed to the hospital with a broken hip and a fractured spine.
Obviously, I think this is a very sad case where APD was trying to protect the public, where this it sounds like the sergeant was trying to locate a drunk driver, and this is obviously a tragic ending to that. And our hearts go out to the family.
Sheriff's deputies say that sergeant did have his lights and siren on when the crash happened. Also, while police were helping with this crash, take a look at this. They say a drunk driver slammed into one of their patrol cars. That driver ended up in jail. And another deadly wreck in Albuquerque to tell you about, this one where a pedestrian was killed. This happened Sunday night about 7 here near Central and Figueroa. It's where police say a car was turning off a side street onto Central and hit and killed a woman. Investigators say she was crossing the road and not in the crosswalk. They say it does not look like alcohol was involved in this crash. Well, 9 guns, including an assault rifle, now in the hands of the wrong people, and police are trying to find them. Now, besides an assault rifle, there's a Russian military rifle, 2 shotguns, a hunting rifle, and 4 handguns. Joshua Vigil says they were all stolen from his grandparents' home in Albuquerque here on Edith, just west of I-25 on Candelaria. He says when he went to go get the guns on Friday afternoon, this is a spot where that gun safe used to be, and the rest of the house was ransacked. Now he's worried about whose hands those guns are in.
Especially how ARs are scarce right now, considering there's one in that safe. If they get in that safe, they could sell it to somebody on the streets, and it could be out there in the hands of a criminal. And that's not the kind of weapon we want in the hands of a criminal.
Joshua says whoever broke into his grandparents' home also stole cash and jewelry. Speaking of guns, more than 300 of them, including a number of high-powered assault rifles, are now off the streets in Bernalillo County thanks to the area's first gun buyback. The county collected the guns this weekend and gave people Visa gift cards worth up to a few $100. In fact, this program was so popular, gave out more than $40,000 worth of the gift cards in just a few hours, and ended up running out of them. Now, at the same time, gun rights supporters tried to buy people's guns with cash right across the street, saying they did not want the guns destroyed. About a dozen people did take them up on their offer. A family affair, that's what police say a shoplifting scheme at Walmart was, and includes kids as young as 11 years old. Crystal Chavez, this woman, now charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor after police say she and her 3 younger cousins were all caught on surveillance cameras shoplifting DVDs, candy, even a fish. Officers caught the younger 2 and say they ratted out the rest of the group. Well, a guy who police say keeps stealing cars in Albuquerque is now off the streets. Christopher Cole was in court this weekend after police say he stole an SUV from a friend when the friend didn't pay him back for booze. He's in jail right now on a $15,000 bond. Police say it's the 3rd time they've picked up Cole, saying he keeps on stealing cars. And here's a case of stolen stuff with kids involved. Police say they caught this man, Trevor Smith, on Saturday with a laptop that was stolen from a bait car. When they caught up with him, they say Smith had 2 other guys in the car, one as young as just 14 years old. Investigators say they also found 3 knives and a flashlight on Smith, and they say he would use them to go break into other cars. Well, tonight is your chance to tell the Department of Justice about anything you think could help it with its investigation of Albuquerque's police department. The federal government is having this meeting at the Cesar Chavez Community Center. That's where News 13's David Romero is right now. So, David, what's going to happen at this meeting tonight?
Well, Matt, agents say they plan to present findings of any misconduct that they've uncovered. They also plan to take input from attendees as to anything that they've seen that needs looking into. Now, the investigation has been going on for about the past year or so. Since that began, Albuquerque Police Chief Ray Schultz says the department has made a conscientious effort to change policy and implement another set of eyes to monitor officers, such as lapel cameras. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice plan says it's important to educate the public on the scope of their investigation and what it has uncovered. They also want individuals to know this is their chance to speak up about incidents they've either seen or been a part of where police behavior may be questionable. Now, these will also be one-on-one meetings where they will meet with the people and have a chance to get their input. And of course, if you want to take part in those private discussions with agents from the Department of Justice or one of their attorneys or investigators, you can do that, and you can do that in advance of tonight's meeting. You can find a link to that attached to this story at KRQE.com. And of course, you must take care of that in advance of tonight's meeting in order to arrange that one-on-one setup. Matt, back to you.
All right, thank you for the heads up on this morning, David. That meeting is going to go from 5:30 to 7:30 tonight. It's at the Cesar Chavez Community Center. It's near Catherine and Louisiana here in Albuquerque. Also, the Department of Justice says a police chief from a city that has had one of these investigations will also be at this meeting.